I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know, dude.
Turn it up. You hear us on your phone?
Trying to. It's not loading us on the phone though. It says we're live.
Oh yeah, we're live.
All right. If anybody is the audio coming through now, sorry for that. Hopefully I fixed it.
Oh,
We were good on the intro.
oh.
I don't know. There we go. So, I apologize for technical difficulties.
It sounds like we're good now.
Yeah, so
Working now.
it muted us.
Thank you,
There's a little dot up in the corner up here.
Terry.
That thanks, Mom, for letting us know. But yeah, dude, it's been about a month
Our
since
#1 fan.
nobody heard us for the first 2 minutes of this. We were talking about haven't had a show in a month. We've been busy. Nate's been kicking ass over at his permission and lease pieces, dude. Coming out with new gear. I mean, game changer for this season.
I mean, I should probably show you.
Mm-hmm. I think it should be shown. This thing is a game changer, and we don't use that word a lot. But I think this thing is going to be phenomenal for 100 Proof Season 1.
100 Proof Season 1. So our goal is to hunt the 2024 season and video majority of our hunts, and then collaborate it all, and actually put out a YouTube episode,
Yeah.
maybe multiple episodes.
Some deer
maybe
hunts,
like bow season, and then gun season, and then late season.
Yep. We'll see how
maybe 3 episodes a year. We'll see how it goes. But
so Nate's got prototype 1
of
the phone
mount camera swing arm. So my idea was to minimize all of the extra garbage that you have to carry in with trying to video your hunt. Camera,
batteries,
bigger arm, steel arm. This is made out of aluminum. I didn't want to carry all that extra in, and then you got to set it up because my time is fairly limited. I feel like most people are.
Yep.
We work full time, we have families, we have everything else going on. So what I wanted was something quick. All I had to do was carry one extra thing in, mount my phone to it, and I can video with my phone.
Yep.
So that's what I did.
And I love the simplistic mount design. You know, so, patent pending, mind you guys.
It'll be stolen by
the next company out there. Be like, oh, look at this micro mount.
Yeah. So all of this mount is a and if anybody who's listening is a machinist or anything like that, all this is a gate leg for horse cattle gate.
Yep.
That's all it is. You drop the steel gate over it.
$2.
Pivots. It's all it. $2-3 a piece. So $2-3 a stand. All you gotta do is pull the arm out of your pack, pop it in. It has 2 swivel points. Here, lock your phone in there. Pretty simple.
I might have to get that big white sticker off on the outside. That might be like a big big flag on them.
Nah,
you break up with the
I'm not gonna see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is I gotta make a couple more of these. Sounds like my uncle, who I need to get on the podcast on one of these episodes, him and his buddy Jack. It sounds like they might do some filming and they might be on the season. I got to get one made for Ben. But yeah, we'll see how it works and see how it goes, and something kind of new and exciting that we're working towards.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. No, and that's the thing now with the quality of camera that you have in your pocket. It never was like that, 10, 20 years ago with cameras too.
Yeah.
So the quality of picture and video that you got right, like you said, in your pocket.
And everyone brings their phone hunting.
Yeah.
You don't have to carry the extra camera
Hmm.
and set it up.
Yeah.
With this, I wanted something where there was a station already set up that I didn't have to spend $20 on a mount per stand. When you got
Yeah.
12 stands and you got to
Right.
spend $20 a stand, that's a lot of money.
I did it, 10 years ago when I bought all the stuff from Fourth Arrow, and I could put the bases in each tree.
Mm-hmm.
That system's super simple, but like you're saying, I think the base is worth $30. So I
Each
had
piece.
I had a handful of presets for
$2.
yeah.
$2. You got 12 stands, $24.
Yeah,
That's all it's going to cost you to have a mount in every single
yeah.
stand.
So, and if anybody's interested, I think Nate will take orders, but obviously it'll be more than $2.
Yeah,
Time and materials and
yeah, I will.
everything. But I do like that you match the camo to your camo, the Strata or whatever it was with
Oh my!
that's the first thing I said.
Huntworth.
You matched up the camo to the Huntworth.
Actually, that was just the
What you
kind
had?
of
What you had?
cameras I had in the garage. Maybe I just like tan, gray, and black. Maybe that's just a
It came out pretty sharp, dude. You got a little bit of that neutral color with like the negative airspace. You got the dark color for the shadows. I think it'll work out good. And I like you said, I like the simplicity of it. You just screw in the lag,
I love simplicity.
and if you're out there right now trimming stands, like you said, you can go out there. You can even bring like a little DeWalt impact with you. Drill
That's
it
what I
in,
did.
pre-drill it, and then screw in the lag the rest of the way.
That's what I did.
Yep. Again, are we filming for like the Drury's or
I'm
like
excited
Flame
for
Collector or anything like that? No, but it's
Drury Brothers over here,
but it's collecting the memories and stuff like that.
yeah, collecting memories and
Yeah.
maybe get a little content out there for you guys to see
Yeah.
what we're
I
doing
wonder,
and how we screw up everything. You'll probably see a lot of me screwing up.
just because this is kind of the tweaker in me, I wonder
I'm the Terry Drury of the crew.
if we could put. It's funny.
You remember Terry gut shooting everything?
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
Well,
he'd pooch shit everything.
killed some great deer though. Um, I would love to see if they do a fluid head phone mount. It might be a little bit more than like the $6 one that you got, but one where you could actually have the pivot, like have your pivot handle in the actual head itself to rotate it as you did it. I wonder if there was a fluid head model for that. So like had like a little bracket off the back, and then this would be, limber enough slash friction enough where you could, rotate it. You know what I mean? So then you could angle, you could turn it, you could spin it and play with it and have that up and down correlation pitch with
Yeah,
it.
I have to look into it.
Yeah. That's just my head just as I'm looking at it, man. Something clicked and I'm like, ooh, that's what would be nice is the fluid head aspect. You know. But again, if you got your stand set, dude, like if you got that set up at like the boulevard or something.
Well, when you get in, all you got to do is just adjust it.
Yeah.
Put your phone in it. I mean, you could even like you can still text on it. Just pull it in. If you got a
Yeah.
text coming, there's no deer around. You just pull it in and sit there and text off of it. And,
Yeah. Wrap it back, wrap it out. Done.
eh,
Simple, dude. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the weight, dude. I mean, we didn't put it on a scale or nothing like that, but
maybe a pound. Not
pound and a
even.
half tops with your
Maybe.
phone in it.
Yeah, pound and a half with your phone.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Exactly. So
Nothing.
no, I'm grooving on it. I'm waiting for my prototype to show up in the mail.
You have that one.
Yeah.
No, you can't have that one.
Nate's like, that's the OG.
I'm using that one.
All right. Maybe mine has the fluid head. We're gonna have to go looking after this show to see if we can find a cell phone fluid head. How are your notes drying out, by the way?
They're drying out.
So we got some nice timely rain. Couple things that we got some topics. Nate's got a whole bunch
As
of
I was
topics.
walking in, my notes fell out in the rain, apparently, and they're drying out at the moment.
Yeah. So speaking of rain,
Didn't smudge too bad.
no, it came out, dude. I was expecting it to be way worse than that. But my mom and what's that, Hannah? Oh, you're good. It's
Terry.
a half top,
Terry's
and a
in.
half tops with your phone in it. Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart. Hannah says she can't find us on the live, but we're on Hunter Proof page, my personal Facebook page, and then uh got it over on the YouTube channel as well. So we did have some audio issues in the beginning, but
Ben got a new laptop.
that's screwing everything up. It was all muted.
Big
Everything's
time Mr. Whitetail Properties over here.
no, no.
Got a new laptop. Trying to figure out how to work it.
So anyway, but I was just actually it was convenient. My wife was coming down. I was just gonna shout her and my mom out for watching Nora today. I was able to slip away for a few hours, and me and Dad basically screwing around with the county soil and waters drill for like 4 hours trying to drill in a couple acres of corn.
Yeah. How
And
many acres did you get?
about 2.5, just under 2.5, I figured.
So you went by my house about 5:30.
Yep. Yeah, I was racing to get back, and it was getting wet and rainy, and we didn't want to start clogging up the drill or anything like that. So, we got Greg's food plot drilled in, which you know where that is.
Mhm.
But then we're gonna do what we used to call Corey's plot, which is just on the other side of the hedgerow from that. We're gonna try to do that in the next couple days. That way, we got a solid base of corn in that spot, and then kind of see what we have left. I mean, we were learning a few things with it, with the drive wheels and some again, there's no drill setting for corn with that type of drill. Like nobody's drilling corn with that. So again, this could be a total failure and flop. We'll see how it goes. Um,
Trial and error.
Trial and error.
Pretty much everything we do,
Yeah. So
like this camera mount.
yeah,
It's gonna be trial and error.
we'll see what works, see what doesn't.
Pretty sure it's gonna be good.
But yeah, we couldn't get it to start to drop seed, and then we tried to make test passes and we couldn't find any seed. So at the end of it, dude, because we realized that the gate just wasn't letting the corn out because it wasn't big enough or fast enough rotation, we just jacked the seeding rate gauge all the way up, changed the drivetrain because we went off kind of like a soybean rate for like low pounds per acre and threw that out the window because that didn't work the hell. And then we got it going, and we might have overseeded, we might have not, but we were drilling straight into um, existing hunter proof thatch that was all crimson clover and stuff like that. So, we were expecting some of it to be able to get down in the soil, some of it was still riding on top of the soil. And, we got some few tweaks to do with the next time we run it, whether I'll be chasing Dad on the tractor, probably more like that. That'll be more likely. I'll be chasing him, and every time we go to turn, you stop the tractor, you turn off the drive wheel so it doesn't. Because what we are finding was like you'd go, let's just say north south in the field, but when you would make your turn row to go, because the drills are rotating of the tire driven, like it would just be dumping corn as you're making your turn row to go to your next north south pass.
Trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error. We'll figure it out, but we did get about 2.5 acres, 2.5 acres in today. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, all that corn you dumped, I'm sure the birds and deer
Turkeys and everything. The
turkeys,
stuff on the
using it.
yeah, the stuff on the headlands, but
It's still good for the wildlife.
it is a heck of a drill. It's a great product offered by Wayne County Soil and Water. I would say about 50 horse is about the smallest I would pull with that. Pull that drill with it for a tractor wise. It was, not sketchy or nothing like that, but it was you could tell it was definitely working the machine at times. Because it's heavy, dude. I mean, if you guys saw the picture I put up, it's about the size of my tractor.
Mhm.
So but yeah, so timely rain. I mean, we kind of hit it right on the head with this one, and we're hoping to maybe drill either tomorrow or Friday in anticipation for the rain on Saturday as well. But we had great soil moisture and we were drilling down in it too. So I'm not that worried about it. I think it's going to come out really good. But yeah,
It's gonna work.
that's the corn notes.
So what's the point in you guys putting corn in? What's your? Because I don't think you've ever put corn in.
It's been a while. It's been a good probably 5, 6 years.
Is it? Does it have to do with something with mold you were getting and
Yep. So that's part of it. That's good point. So we were getting mold issues because of the 100 proof testing, the continual testing of putting the same crop back in the field year after year after year. So we were ended up with fungal issues and stuff in it, plus some damp, springs and everything like that. But what we're doing now is we're putting corn back into some of the rotations on the fields. Again, like you said, so we can rotate out those, brassica turnip type crops, and then we can also spray out some of the problem weeds we might be developing in those fields too, because we could put it in because it's Roundup Ready corn. Um, so that's kind of our goal with it, and just kind of just the natural rotation of stuff. It's been probably at least 6 years since we put corn in any piece of the
As
farm.
long as I've known you,
It's probably 6 7 years since we last did corn.
2018,
Hmm.
you have not had corn over there.
And I mean, we might not have corn this year either. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I think we'll have something
You're gonna
sprung.
have some voluntary looking crap look over there.
That could be.
Nah,
That's
those turn out good.
that's always possible, dude.
Nah.
But, yeah. And then we talked about what we're gonna do if we're gonna drill beans in next to it or what we're gonna do with that.
The nice thing about corn is that when it grows, obviously, it gets to 6, 8 feet, whatever. And you can manipulate it however you want. You can mow a pattern in it.
Oh
You
my
can
gosh.
mow trails to. You can manipulate deer movement. So if you have bedding area on the backside of all this corn, you plant 2 acres of corn in front of it, and you don't plan on harvesting that corn, you can go in with your brush hog and you can manipulate the deer movement once they come off of that bedding and come down to feed. You can manipulate anything they do with it.
100%.
However you want them to do it, they're going to do it that way.
Yeah. No, and I like that ability to be able to like brush hog. You said like out a section, maybe in the middle with a couple big feeder trails.
Trails, couple shooting lanes.
Yeah.
Or if you just want that thick cover on the edge,
To slip in and
you
around
want
it.
that 20 yards of thick cover right on the
Hmm.
edge of your woods. It's there.
Yeah, that headland pass and stuff like
Mow
that.
the rest of it. Leave that 20 yards.
Yep, leave it like a big freaking picture frame almost. I've done it before, and again, it depends on how it grows, how it lays out. It's a little bit shorter term corn. I think it was 93-day corn, so we are closing in our window of it. I mean, we're not going to be knee high by the 4th of July by any means, but we'll see how
Maybe.
it takes, and then kind of the game plan that I've kind of come up with for it is when we go to spray it. For that first spray when it gets up there, we're gonna maybe mix in a liquid fertilizer in with it. So we'll hit it with a nitrogen boost while we spray it with Glide.
Mhm.
Give it a real kick in the ass to get it going and up and out. Um, and that should work pretty good. So, but yeah, 93-day corn. That's the other big thing. If we were running like 120-day corn, we'd be way too late. Just because we're so far into June at this point, going into July.
From
But
trammel corn.
yeah, I mean, hey, if it's like you get higher yields off it, I will say that. I'm not expecting, triple ear corn, 200 bushel acre corn on 93-day corn. It just ain't gonna happen. But um, I think we're due for a good winter, dude. So it would be nice to have some carbs standing for them here this year. We're due for a good winter, dude. We really are.
Yeah.
It's been so light.
Yeah. We'll see. I guess on my end with the food plot with my clover,
Your plots are looking phenomenal, dude.
hopefully it pays off. But I messaged Steve, the farmer, today because he finally cut it and baled it. Asked him if he noticed any difference from in the yield
Hmm.
from years past. And he said definitely a lot more clover.
Which they're feeding it to cows, so that's all right.
I
Horses,
said,
it
well,
gets a
that's
little
good.
different, but yeah.
And then I think they got off the first cutting off of 1.8 acres. They got 13 round bales.
Oh, yield, dude.
I think that's
That's
not bad.
that's
He
fucking
said the
solid.
grass was really dry, but I think that was kind of on their part cutting it so late.
I think everything came on so early this year too. That I think that's why the
But
grass
they're
isn't
not.
fast.
He said I think they just. I honestly think that they mowed and baled it just for me. Steve told me they didn't need any more hay. I was like, well, it would help me out and what I'm trying to do if you
You're
could
getting
just
a fresh
mow
cut
it
or
and
two on
bale
it.
it.
Yeah,
So
you
I
get a fresh
think
cut
I think
on
they
it.
took a little extra time. They did that for me. He said something about how he might not cut it again. So maybe next year, Steve, if you're listening,
Be driving the tractor over there to brush up there for you.
we'll no whole new plan if I can do whatever I want with 1.8 acres.
Oh, just a solid 1.8 100 proof. We've talked about that for a
Close,
while, dude.
close. I'm gonna keep some clover and do a strip in the middle of 100 proof, and the edge is going to. I'm just gonna keep it a tall grass,
You gotta let it
about 20,
well,
30 feet of it.
we could do that, or we could put in like some sorghum screening. Some of
I
that.
don't really think we need it with that. I mean,
Well,
that
by the
grass.
tower would be cool.
That wow, yeah, we could put some sorghum screening up at the tower, but I mean that grass is already growing almost 4 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how fast does that lay over and
Yeah,
whatever?
sorghum will last all winter.
Mm. Maybe we could do some sorghum on the edge.
Yeah, that's sorghum Sudan blend.
I don't know. We'll see. That's in the works, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the spring mix, in my opinion, like going back to probably 6 episodes ago, the experiment, I would say is good on my end. It's working. The soil test, the fertilizer, needed to spread, did it all, and
Yeah, you went top to
he
bottom,
said,
man.
yeah, and I still won't kill a buck.
Hey, don't have that attitude with it. Don't have that attitude with it.
All right,
Um,
glass half full again.
but that's the thing. I mean, I'm surprised that you haven't done it yet, or did it when you did it. It wasn't the hottest week of the year that you were doing stands this year. I'm surprised, and you didn't call me either.
Hey man, you know how many hours I got in this off season?
You've been pounding it.
Just in the past week, I bet you I got 14 hours.
Well, that and Owen's been right there alongside you for a lot of it, right? You've been able to bring him a bit.
I've been able to bring him a bit. Definitely have had some help from family members and
Mhm.
the wife. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot.
Nora's too little to start running the tractor right now, unfortunately.
For what I did today, I definitely would have brought Owen,
Mhm.
but he was going to see his aunt
Yeah, there you go.
over in the hospital. But
Gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah.
but yeah, so the 100 proof spring mix, I think is going to be a thing next year,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
I think it's going to be a
Should be.
thing, just like the 100 proof.
Yeah,
What
we'll
do you, what do
be
you, well, you got to change it now. It's not the 100 proof mix. It's the 100 proof fall and 100 proof
in spring.
spring.
Yep. I'm thinking
You
about
should name it
doing like a one,
when
two
you're
each
supposed
or
to
whatever.
plant it.
Yeah.
Like 100 proof August mix. Be like, oh, that's simple. You got to plant it in August.
Hmm. Yeah, we could definitely do that with Nebraska blend. And then the spring mix, or what you've been calling it, that can go in, September, or you could spring plant that too, but it's kind of set up for,
Frost seeding.
put in with a frost seed and a nurse crop and stuff like that, which actually I got to get a hold of Nate, right? Yeah, Allie's Nate. He
Hmm.
put in a whole bunch of it, so I got to actually reach out to him to see how that went with him, because he was one of the other big test croppers this year for it.
Hmm.
So
I know Allie the spring mix.
yeah.
Oh, I know Allie last year was significant other. She shot a nice buck.
Hmm. Yeah, he put that in. Yeah, I think he put that in late last year. Like I said, September time planting or whatever. So
Mm.
he was able to get some of that spring mix with it. Um, yeah, it's just I'm trying to figure out cost wise to make it make sense for everybody. Because clover is really expensive to buy if I'm not buying thousands of pounds of it. And I'm just not moving that much volume with it right off. But have the uh have the 100 proof, that seed will be coming in next week, and then the what we call 100 proof, but August blend or August something, maybe we'll call it. With the Nebraskas and the Crimson and stuff like that. That'll be in, coming up here. So if guys want to get it in the last week of July before the first week of August, you could do that if we got the right weather for it. Um, you know, and I got to talk to my seed guy and see what he can do on the clover and if he can get me a better price per acre, price per pound, or whatever you want to call it, to make it make sense. Because I don't want to charge an arm and a leg to guys, you know, to be able to make a little bit on it for my time because I hand blend every one of them.
Mm.
You know, because I'm not again doing thousands of pounds of it. I'm doing, you know, a couple 100 pounds, but still not enough to get a custom blend mixed up. And I like mixing it by hand. That way I know that everything I've touched is measured to the T and ready to go for everybody. So, and that lets me do the custom blends. Like if you got 0.7 acres, I can measure up your blend to be 0.7 acres.
Mm-hmm.
You know, exactly for what your field size is. So you're not overseeding, you're not underseeding, you're not having to buy 2 bags and have a little bit left and say, screw it. You know, we can actually get your seeding rate right on for your plot.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy Hall tuning in. Says happy summer, guys. Happy summer, Andy. I think what's that next week? July 1?
Andy,
July 1, first day of summer? Something like that. Maybe not. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe summer already happened already.
the summer solstice.
Oh, right. That was not last week. Thursday.
Yeah, I posted it.
You did. I'm sorry, dude. I've been new
Ben's
dad
got a new
grind.
job and a baby. He doesn't even know what's going on in his life right now.
No, I'm surprised I was able to get out and drill some corn today with Dad for a
He's
little while.
just forgive him.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
It'll be better.
I'm sorry.
It'll get better.
It will be. So what's on your waterlogged sheet over there, dude, for topics?
Well, my waterlogged sheet. So, got some legal topics. So,
What'd you do?
uh, they didn't catch me yet, but um, printing fees for paper licenses
I did hear
proposed.
about that.
So that actually passed the Assembly and the Senate, and it's at the governor. We'll see what Hochul does with it, but
That's that big push to paper licenses this year, which is
that's a
happening.
part of it. It's a part of it. So the people that sell the licenses, I forget the term for them,
The vendors,
yeah,
yeah,
like your Walmart or your Reeds
running.
or
Yep.
wherever you buy your license from. Legally, they can charge you an extra $1 to $2 if you want them to print it, and that is supposed to offset that business's cost for materials and
Because
supplies.
we have to go put all new printers and all new shit in the store because our state can't get their act together with the that
So,
vinyl paper or whatever.
so there is that, and I'm sure that'll go through. The next thing is the New York Southern Zone hunters no longer need to display a back tag. Now, that has also made it through the Assembly and the Senate and is sitting at Hochul's desk. So we are waiting to hear what Hochul has to say about that, but it sounds like that will probably be pushed through also. So if you're a hunter, like I believe majority of our group is,
The listeners
that
out.
listeners, you will no longer need to carry a back tag, but you
Until
will need
it's
to have I don't know what you want to call it, on your phone, a digital proof that
of license.
you purchased your license and everything like that.
Hmm.
And that is also, and all of this is due because of the lack of supply of Valeron material. Apparently,
That's
Valeron is the material that your license used to be made of.
mhm.
And because of supply issues and cost, that's why they are doing away with it. Which, me personally, my take on it, it really doesn't affect me. I'll put it in a paper bag. I'll put some
Plastic bag.
packing tape over it. It really doesn't bother me any,
Nope.
whether it's paper or not,
Figure it out.
and whether I got to print it off or not.
Yeah, the bank tag one's new. I didn't know that was coming down the pipe. I heard rumblings about that, but
That affects us.
yeah.
We will no longer need to wear back tags.
Hmm.
You just got to make sure. you have your New York State Hunters app, and you can, if the
Pull it up.
DEC happens to
Well,
talk
you
to
can-
you,
you
you
can-
can just go pink, pink, pink,
Yep.
show them.
Or I'm sure you could carry a paper one in your pocket. You just don't have to display it on your back, right? Is that how it works? Or are they just
No,
getting
they
it
don't
completely?
want, they want to conserve the paper. They don't even want to print a back
So
tag.
the
You're not even
the
going
one
to
by two
get,
piece for your back tag is going to be
you're not even going to get
a
a
back
back tag.
tag. So they're worried about the half a cent per license that they're going to
There you go.
incur costs on. Huh. Interesting. Of course.
You just need to provide electronic proof
Of course.
that you have your
So
license.
stand by on that because both those things still aren't fully written in. They're just sitting there for final approval.
They passed the assembly, they passed the Senate. We're waiting to hear from the governor. If the governor okays it or vetoes it.
Yeah.
The next thing on the docket would be credit card networks to use merchant category code for firearm and ammo purchases. Now, this has been legalized in California. This has been passed in California. California's been doing it for a while. So what they're wanting to do, I honestly don't see this passing in New York, but it has passed the Assembly and the Senate, and this is also at the governor's desk. Um, you're gonna have to supply a specific category code when you buy a firearm or a license, and it will all be categorized in a system of what you purchased, how much you purchased, and everything in its own little column.
So tracking what you're buying for ammo and guns and all that
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah. I've heard that there's already some of that stuff going on, whether it's tracked through the credit card company or wherever. But I have heard stuff like that they're tracking kind of how much ammo you're buying and what you're buying for guns and stuff like that. So we did have a question roll in, Nate, where you were talking about your latest legislation. David Todd says he's always hated wearing a back tag. I kind of just did it with
I always threw it on my or my backpack.
yeah,
I wore it in, wore it out.
yep.
That was about it.
I mean, it was it was another thing to do, but it wasn't horrible.
I mean, if you're a brush buster, if you're a guy that likes to go on drives, they are a pain in the ass
Yeah,
because you can lose them real
you can
quick.
lose them. You can get hung up on a branch with them. I've done that before. Yeah. Tom comments in says, "Wait, no more back tags. Nice." So yeah, just to clarify on that, it's not officially a law yet. It's just waiting on governor approval for both the back tags and for the printing fees or the printing fees.
All three things that I just described are
Yeah,
sitting at the governor's desk. We're waiting to hear from Hochul whether she vetoes it or goes for it.
yeah,
So all this is not
on the books yet.
on the books. We will let you know, but it has passed two of the three steps it needs to.
Yeah, and this
So
was
it's kind of a little bit of a waiting game right now.
yep, and this is all per our
And we will let you know if it does.
yep, and this is all per our source, like always, the New York Outdoor News that we use for a lot of our topics and conversations because they bring a lot of valid points up and we give those guys a shout out because they do a good job over there at New York Outdoor News.
Love the New York Outdoor News.
And we bring it to you guys. That way, if you're not a subscriber, you can get information. 100%.
If you're not,
Hmm.
but yeah, or you could just listen to us.
Yeah,
We
it's
appreciate that too.
it's kind of our little current events topics every week.
Mhm.
Tom said he didn't like having to pierce it through my waterproof gear. Definitely understand that. Kind of denies the point of waterproof.
I agree with that.
Yep.
As most of you guys know,
But you run backpack and stuff mostly.
yeah, but still, you know how much one of them backpacks cost?
True.
And I got to punch two holes in it.
Hmm.
But some of them do come with a back tag loop where you can slide it through, which
Yeah.
is thoughtful
Yeah.
of the manufacturer.
The little collar with it. So yeah.
But yeah, those are the three main topics. There's some other stuff. The crossbow thing got shut down. That's not happening. Crossbow still has its own individual season. It's not going to run the full,
Duration
but
thing.
and then the 60-year-old
I
thing
heard
we
that
were
was
talking
one
about that got shut
that
down.
got shot too.
That got shot too. So um, crossbow guys, I don't know what to tell you.
Yep. Sorry. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I mean, it's all money driven. I mean, and that's why I can't believe the crossbow hasn't moved forward because of the possible increase in license sales that would draw the state. But hey,
I'm still on the if you put your time in with your weapon and your time in the field, and I think you should be able to hunt with a crossbow
yeah, and being
all
and
season. That's really my take. Even though my number one buck got shot by the neighbor with a crossbow on opening day of crossbow, that one stings a little bit, but it happens. Good for
right.
him. I'm happy for him.
hmm But that's the thing with it too
What
is
goes around comes around, you know.
yeah. But what I was gonna say with that is you still can't treat the damn thing like a shotgun or a rifle, dude. I mean,
No,
it
it's
still
not.
has an effective range as archery equipment.
Hmm.
You know, that's my take on it. Is I'm all for it, dude. If you're thumping them at 20 yards like everybody else is, and you understand that that bow's got like a max effective range of like 35, 40 yards. Again, I know somebody's gonna comment in that obviously they shoot farther than that. You can shoot a freaking compound bow farther than that.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of it's archery equipment and a living, breathing animal, and
the
that's my two
ethical
cents on it.
behind it.
The ethics and the morals behind it.
Because if you actually do look up the research, how far a deer can move in 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, the split second.
So if you go 50 yards and your crossbow
hmm
can shoot, you're comfortable shooting your block or your deer target in your backyard at 50, 60 yards. And let's say it takes almost a second, second and a half for that arrow to get there.
Yep.
That deer can move a lot in a second, second and
Especially
a half.
especially if that head's down versus head up. They've done examples on that on a lot of outdoor channels where if the deer's head's down, they can drop so much quicker, so much faster versus if the deer's head up. Um, Everyone's like, "Well, I want their head down and they're feeding," but actually, because the muscles, when everything's like that, are preloaded, all they gotta do is drop like this. Whereas if their head's up, they gotta basically you can feel it if you try to do the example with your arm. You try to pull it down, you can't drop as far as quickly. Whereas if your head's down like this, you can drop everything because that muscle, the way everything's lined
Well,
up, you can drop so much quicker.
so I mean, you just do it. I mean, if your head's down, you throw it up. It's way easier to arch your back.
Yep,
If you
exactly.
just keep your head up and try arching your back, it takes a little more effort.
Yep, or a shorter distance. So exactly.
Mhm.
So
There's a ton of variables, just like everything
yep,
us hunters do.
yep,
A million variables that we have to take into consideration every time we go out in the woods.
yep. Um, Other than that, dude, I mean, you've been hammering. You got cameras out
I
this
forgot my
past week.
cameras out. Yeah, I got them out. I'm excited to see. I've been spending a lot of time out there, so I'm not really expecting a whole lot for the first
Couple
few
weeks.
weeks. There's a couple things um, I want to experiment with yet. There's kind of I don't know if you want to call it a fad or a little bit of a rate. I don't know. But with the watering hole thing, I'm going to experiment with it. I'm going to do it as cheap as possible. I'm going to go buy a kiddie pool. I'm going to go bury it on a natural runoff because I hunt on a big hill and you can see where the water runs because it washes all the leaves out. I'm going to set it there and it's within bow range, about 30 yards from my stand. And I'm just going to put one there. And I'm going to put a camera on it and I'm going to see what the actual activity is. And I want to see how much of that natural runoff actually fills it. I'm
hmm
not going to go out there once a week because a kiddie pool, I mean, with the amount of deer that we have in the area, I feel like,
Put a good hurting on it pretty quick.
yeah. And the way things are looking, it rains every day in New York. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I think it'd be a good year. I think it's gonna be a little bit of a wet year. So I'm gonna do a little
Got it runoff.
experimenting with it. Maybe not because I think it's gonna work, but just to actually see for myself how it.
Give it a go.
Eh, why not?
Yep. So that's one thing that I
Down to
haven't.
20, $30, throw it out there. If it don't work, then it doesn't seem to really do much, then whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm only out $30 and then I know. But I know Jeff Sturgis is huge into it. And you introduced me to him. And I'm a pretty big fan of his, and he's really big on the water holes. And he hunts
Biggest thing is keeping
northern
them.
Michigan
Yeah. Minnesota.
or Minnesota and Michigan.
Yeah, he had a piece of Michigan, and then they got the piece of Wisconsin, and then he's got his
And
farm
it
now in
should be
Minnesota.
pretty similar climate to what we have.
They got
And
pounded with rain this year, dude. Like you think we're
and
bad?
fairly similar terrain, especially Michigan.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think I'm gonna screw with it. See if I actually like the idea or not. I don't know.
They're a pain, dude, to dig. I've hand dug a few of them. And
Mm,
on client pieces, they're not the
eh,
most fun thing to
I'm
dig.
not. I'm not scared of work or sweating.
Oh,
I'll get the thing in there,
I know.
but I just want to experiment with it. I want to
Where
see
are you
for
thinking? You thinking
myself.
over at Steve's or
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah. I'm gonna do it right off of Broadway or the Boulevard.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I
I'm gonna
got a
do it
couple.
right
I
off
got a
there. I
couple.
want to do it in the woods, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to do it on the edge of a food plot. I think I don't know.
Get it back in there along that cruise ridge from cover, and
I don't know. I really don't think it's going to be that productive. I mean, with the amount of water and the amount of
there's not that much water there though.
green, well, there's that swamp down low, and there's that pond on the other side, on the east side.
Yeah, but not up high on the ridge.
That's what I mean. Like it might be if I get in and where I'm thinking about putting it, and where these runoffs are that I'm talking about, are right on the edge of that thick bedding area to the south.
Yep.
If I put it right on the edge
Yeah,
of that,
you're thinking. Yep. Yeah, where the
it
boulevard kind of
might
got
it
shifted
might be
to.
a productive rut thing.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm gonna put one in. I'm gonna throw a camera on it, and I'm gonna
Did you want, dude? I got a
see.
couple stock tanks. I got a
How
couple
big?
hundred gallons.
Ooh,
Well, that's the big thing with them
yeah,
is you don't want them to go dry. You want them to stay watered. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
because
You,
it's being consistent with water. But that was kind of my thing with this year, is that I feel like it's gonna be a wet year. So I think if I put it on a runoff, it's just gonna naturally fill itself.
hmm.
Because
Oh, kind of on that little
I'm also
little
really
spot
big
that goes
on,
down. Yeah,
and
I'm looking. I'm thinking exactly where you're looking.
August, September. I really don't want to be out there a whole lot, especially September.
Hmm.
I don't even really want to be out there at all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you do have to bring in, 50, 60 gallons quick with the pickup and just run it in with a couple hoses, that won't take long.
No, and then if you actually throw a water tank on the wheeler, there's proven it's proven that you know feet in the ground versus tires on the ground
Oh,
have a
disturbance.
different
Yeah,
effect on whitetail movement.
100%. 100%.
So if you actually went in there, minimized your feet on the ground, and you just had a machine going in there,
Hmm.
well, and
You're just playing farmer that day.
yeah, you're playing farmer that day, or the neighbors driving up and down their driveways. There's a mile long driveway back there, or whatever. But I think that's something I want to do, just for
Water
my
hole.
own take.
Yep. So that's one thing that we haven't put any of them on the farm. We've never put a water hole in on the farm. Well, I can't say that. We've never put in a man-made like stock tank water hole. We did that vernal pool that's over by Westside Food Plot, but that was more to mitigate that wet spot in the field and kind of drain it to that spot and then hold it and then let it just like bank seep down into the low, away from the fields kind of deal, which is working great. It's got some great, people probably say it's an EHD breeding ground, and if it ever turns out to be that way, I'll just cut a hole in the bank and just seed it into rye or something like that. If we ever get EHD, knock on wood, we never do. But
I don't really.
I
know
don't.
it's
Well,
possible, but I don't
they
really
got
see it.
big. They had a big outbreak of it, dude, out in the eastern side of the state a couple years ago, or the past couple years. So I'm hoping we don't get it up here, but we have had some mild winters, so and that's what's killing that midge fly. So we'll see with it. But yeah, my cameras, I'm hoping to get them out in the next week, 10 days. Usually around July 1st is when I shoot for it, or 4th of July weekend, or whatever you want to call it. That's typically when I shoot for getting my cameras out. Doesn't always happen that way. Um, I've got a few out right now in our permission piece, our lease piece that we have together. We got to get stands out there. Um, I have one brand new in the box that can go out there. I have a couple that are put together that we could just throw in the truck and put out there.
I got two leaning against my barn.
Yeah.
All put together. We can throw
Yeah, and
anywhere.
I gotta decide. I got one idea for a new one.
One 18-footer and one 15-footer.
I'm thinking the 18's probably down in the bottom, and then maybe a 15 up on that ridge. We'll see. I guess we'll see how it, fits up there and that. But that tree's not very big, so that's my only worry about putting an
The
18.
15 is a double.
Maybe we'll just need a regular 15 then, because that one tree up on the ridge is going to be pretty tight.
I will have. I just got to take it down. The one that the top fell out of in the tree I was telling you about. I got to. I just got to pull that stand out, which that's no big deal. We'll cut the strap and move it.
Pull her out.
That's just a regular 15.
So I guess final 10 minutes of the show. You got anything else, or was that your
That was pretty much all my notes.
legislative stuff? The other two things we got coming, we have a second batch of 100 proof hats coming. They just got ordered
Today.
I was gonna say yesterday or today.
They're going to be orange. They will have the fold on them.
Yep, orange knit folded.
So if anybody is interested,
let us know.
Just PM us.
Yep.
And we'll get you a hat. We are going to do a chicken barbecue. And we're going to sell the barbecues with a ticket. Each barbecue gets a ticket for a lifetime license.
Chance at a lifetime license. Not everybody that buys a dinner is going to get a lifetime license. Just want to clarify.
Right. Yeah. A chance at a lifetime license.
Yep. So we're going to draw one winner from our batch of chicken barbecues, and we're just trying to iron in a date for that.
Yeah, we got a few things to work out with that yet, but that is coming. Look for the post if you are interested and in the area.
Yeah. We'll talk about it on the show and stuff coming up with it. And everything like that too. So yeah, man. A lot of fun stuff coming. The knit hats I think will be a great thing for gun season because we gotta wear orange and that late muzzleloader wearing orange. So yeah, and it seemed like a lot of people wanted the fold. We kind of, I guess, read the room wrong with the beanie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which I think we still have a couple beanies that are still
Unspoken for. People said that they wanted them and never picked them up.
Yeah.
So I got to get a count on them. Head count.
We might have one or two of the beanies left over from last year. If anybody's interested in them.
Yeah. Black with the silver etching in them. So, but yeah, other than that, dude, just trying to find some time to get over and get hopefully the rest of the corn knocked in. I gotta go check on a couple client projects and pieces in the next couple weeks, and keep plugging right along. Got a couple stuff, or got one listing currently under contract right now. Hoping to get a second one by hopefully the end of next week. We'll see how it goes. Got a couple buyers I'm working with pretty serious, and then hopefully have by the end of June, or sorry, end of July, I'll have one, maybe two listings ready to hit the market. We got to do a couple things to prep them for the market, just housekeeping stuff and detail work and stuff like that. But so I'll have my first couple listings with Whitetail Properties coming out that have been just, organic people relations that I know that, are ready to, be in the market to sell. One guy's upgrading, one guy's just, their family situation, they're selling the property and, doing different things with it and stuff like that. So, but definitely two pretty cool pieces that I'm happy to bring, and both up in Wayne County, hometown territory.
Mm-hmm.
So get some momentum up there, man. That's the goal. But yep. What do you got left for stands and stuff like that? It's like you did everything without me this year.
My other piece.
Yeah, Liza's piece still.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say, you're having all this fun without me. I'm not gonna have any favors to be able to call in to help me trim stuff out.
you don't need no favor. I'll come over and help you out.
You could have helped me drill corn today.
I got some of my own stuff.
Yeah, I hear you. No, you got some great stuff done today. You said you got all your legs in and stuff for your
For the
arms
camera
and
mount,
yeah.
I added more cover to that one new stand. Which I don't know. I'm still debating on making a post of that.
I did like it, that one you sent me the picture of.
With
Or you added more to it.
with the PVC.
Oh no, you didn't send me that one, did you?
Yeah, I did. I painted it black. The one with the newsstand. I was talking to you about it a couple
I
days.
couldn't even tell you put PVC on that, dude. I thought you just put a branch down alongside of it for cover.
I did, but I used PVC so I could pull it out and replace it as the season goes.
Oh. Now that makes more sense now. Because I was like, oh, like that's a cool view. But now that you say that, that's PVC tube.
Yeah, because
That you put the cover in.
later season, if I can find like a birch tree or something that's still holding leaves,
That makes a lot more sense because I was like,
I
oh,
can
that's
pull
pretty
them
good.
down.
I was like, that's pretty cool how you got that branch to lay like that. That makes a lot more sense. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't notice it was PVC. I thought you just had it.
I don't know. I didn't think. I know some people are probably going to give me flack about screwing into the tree and
Yeah.
whatever else, but you know, if that's what you got and
I do
what
like
you
that.
got to do, and you need the cover because that's the only tree you really got, then slide it out. I added some more cover to it with I actually took some zip ties out there and I took some branches that I trimmed off and attached them with zip ties hanging down to kind of give me more cover around it and try and cover up a little more of
That profile.
yeah, just trying to break me up a little more.
Yeah, that's one thing
Because
that
this is a dynamite spot right there. It's just the only tree that is worth putting a stand in is just
pimple on a hog's ass.
oh, yeah, it's just right there. And I'm like, how the hell am I going to do this? So I was brainstorming. I talked to a few people, and that's what I came up with. So I think it's almost creating cover and concealment. I can make a post about it.
And I use artificial Christmas tree pieces. I think we've talked about that
A
on the
lot
show
of
before.
people do,
You
but
know,
we have a lot of pines on that piece, and I just kind of feel
I
like
think they really can comprehend that there's not a lot of pines on the property. I could be wrong.
I think it's for me, it's more
Looks out of place.
other people.
Oh, gotcha.
The neighbors kind of picking me out.
Looks out of place that the Christmas tree is in the oak tree right now.
Why is there pine limbs coming out
The
of
oak tree.
out of that maple?
That's a good question.
Let's go investigate that.
Yeah.
Why is that still green?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but
Yeah.
I definitely needed more cover there. I think I definitely created
Well, it's
good
tough.
cover.
It's tough with those hard
just-
field edges, dude.
I'm gonna have to, yeah, the property line's like right on the field edge. I really don't have much to play with,
Hmm.
and it's a hot corner.
And the tree's on
Just
the right
saying,
side of the line, so I mean,
it's an aggressive stand.
yeah,
Like that stand, I can really only hunt on an east wind, preferably northeast, and
it's a bear, dude,
eh,
up in that corner.
I'm gonna have to be on my game that
Hmm.
day. Like, not no fucking around.
Yeah, and just and play that win card when you hit it. I mean, we got those funky. Well, when I shot Hornet, it was a funky east wind that night.
I
You
mean, it
know,
happened. I
you
didn't
know.
really hunt that stand. I've
Well,
killed a deer out of the
well,
stand because I had to move the stand that I originally had
hmm,
because the tree got too old and the top
snapped
broke
out.
out of
Yeah,
it and it's kind of hollowing out. I'm like, I really got to move the stand.
just ain't safe. But yeah, that's where I killed Hornet that night. As I was like, I had that funky southeast, and I was like, you know, it wasn't funky. It was like an east southeast, which is a little janky. Usually, it's pretty south southeast, but this was more kicked around east when I sat that stand that night, and that was literally what Dad, give him a shout out. So what Dad set that stand for was an east, a specific east or a southeast, northeast for that spot, but not south because south is just skirting too much down the danger line.
Hmm.
But he was east southeast that night, and he came rolling out and fed right out in front of me, and ended up giving me the shot opportunity. But yeah, having those off wind spots, dude, is
I want
killer.
to stand
Is
for every
killer.
wind. I don't want a single reason to not be out there.
Especially if the weather's right, because everyone's like, "Oh, west wind, front's coming in." Dude, sometimes, well, he was a front buck. I mean, that year we killed bucks, when we both stacked them up
2 years ago.
2 years ago, it
Actually,
was,
yeah.
yeah,
And 3 years
we
ago.
killed our bucks on the same night and within 2 days of each other on the same fronts, literally.
Mhm.
And both of them were,
Our sit alerts.
yeah, sit alerts.
And last year the weather was so mild we didn't even have a sit alert.
Yeah, we never got the front, you know. Um,
Last year was kind of screwy. We didn't even have a good cold front, really.
no, never got the frost snap to start knocking stuff back, dude. I had clover that was green in February,
Hmm.
and it was so odd. And I know a lot of guys,
So all of those fall foods that you put in
a lot of them didn't get touched.
weren't even
Corn and
worth the
beans,
shit
corn and beans, dude, were nothing was touched.
until January.
Yeah, or February, or even some guys had standing corn and beans in fucking April, and they're like, well, they didn't have to touch it. Like the winter wasn't bad. They were still able to go browse like briars and go browse shit like that that just hadn't died back.
Yeah.
Or the winter wheat. There was no snowpack, so they could get down to all the winter wheat fields and have nice green grain forage on that. So
Yeah.
it was definitely a screwy year, dude. But I think we are so due for a heck of a winter. It's just been so long and so mild. It's been like the last 4 years have been just all fairly mild winters.
Yeah.
So
It's coming.
yeah,
We're due
so
this year, next year, some year.
yeah,
I think this year.
yeah. So
We'll see.
and perfect on the timing, as you're saying, we're due. We just rolled over that 1 hour mark, which is where we like to be with this. Keep everybody on schedule and being able to get stuff done here on a Wednesday night like we do with the show. 8:30, perfect timing.
Hmm.
Start getting up there and getting Nora wrapped up for the night and get her down and off to work at the college tomorrow for my part-time schedule over there right now since the shift from full-time to Whitetail Properties with it. So yeah. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight on Facebook, and YouTube and everything like that. These episodes will be up on all major podcast platform networks. So wherever you're tuning in from, drop us a comment, subscribe, follow along with the channel, and get all the updates when we put out new episodes.
Yep.
So, and stay tuned for the chicken barbecue, the hat announcement. Like I said, we do have more hats from last year. I just don't have a head count on them right now. It's ones that were never picked up.
If you wanted a black beanie
And
from
you never
last
got
year
one,
and you didn't get one,
or you want another one.
message us.
Yep.
Or you want another one because I tell you what,
Yep.
mine's about wore out.
Yep. And then the 100 proof will be coming out here in the next couple weeks. I should be getting the seed in next week, I was told. So I'll be able to start cranking that out if you want to get it in July. Um, and then spring mix, I'm still waiting on pricing to see if I'll have that for the fall planting or if I'll have it for the spring planting next year. But I'm still trying to figure out, like I said, pricing and stuff like that with it. So yeah. But again, thank you all for the support and tuning in with us tonight on this Wednesday. Probably gonna skip next week, go the following week, and we'll go every other week and really kind of iron that into the schedule going up into, when we really start cranking in August and September with the last minute stands and fall food plots and stuff like that. We might ramp it back up to every week. But for right now, we're gonna go every other week with the episodes. Unless we can squeeze another bonus in there for whatever reason, or we got some cutting edge topics to talk about. So that's the plan, guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next time down here at the bar or the shed or wherever we're going to show it from. Yeah,
That's it.
sounds good. Thanks, everyone.
We'll
See ya.
see you.